So I recently had the option to get hold of one of these, which is a Pallete 2S. I've wanted one of these Pallete machines for quite a long time, but I've never really had any purpose to sort of justify their use. I managed to get one on a fairly good deal, so I'm going to have a look at it and give my first impressions in today's video. Right. So the Pallete's range of machines is by a company called Mosaic, based in America. Whoosh. Inside the box, I've got a Pallete instruction manual, some nice foam packaging, and then the machine, Pallete 2S. In the next layer of foam packaging, I have got some plastic triangles and some metal rods. Presumably they all connect together. In the first white box, I've got SD card, 3M attachment, Velcro pieces, some Mosaic stickers, power cable, a Torx screwdriver, some little plastic pieces. And that's it for that box. We've also got some PTFE tubing, and in this second white box, UK plug head, a range of other destination plug heads, and then the base adapter, which is currently set up with a US head. Can open that up, and lock the UK plug back on. I really like this implementation. I've never seen an easy sort of change adapter head like that, so that's really cool. I like that. And I guess from Pallete's perspective, it means that they only have to send one box out to anyone. They don't have to have sort of different SKUs for different destinations. So that's quite a clever implementation from Mosaic. And a few more plastic things. This and this. Presumably all will become clear when I have a look at the manual. So Pallete 2S getting started. Pallete 2S splices up to 4 filaments together and feeds them into your printer in real time to create multicolour, multi-material prints without any modifications to your printer. I know the latest models from Pallete, the Pallete 3, potentially the Pallete 3 Pro, can do up to 8 colours, but even now 4 filaments is good to get me started. So this plastic part was an optional stand for the Pallete. You can see around the back here, just slides on like that, and then it stands up. Alternatively, there is this mounting bracket, which can be used to mount the Pallete to a printer or to the wall or whatever. And you can also lie it flat, and it has rubber pad feet on the back so that you can lie it flat on a table or surface. I think I will probably use it stood up like that for now. We've then got 2 tubes, medium tube and the small tube. Since most of my printers are Bowden, I will be using the small tube. And there we go, that's now inserted into the top of the Palletes. We've then got to use this small plastic clip here, which is the extruder clip, and insert the other end of the tube through there, which locks it into place. For the next part, I'm going to need a 3D printer, so I'm going to go grab one and set it up here as well. Okay, so that's the printer now set up. I am going to continue with the setup of the Pallete now. It says to use this filament clip and mount it so that the end of the Bowden tube aligns with the insert of the filament guide on your existing printer. I didn't really want it permanently affixed, as I'm not sure which printer I'm going to use this on. And to be honest, I'm probably more likely to design some small filament guider that actually allows the Pallete tube to be inserted straight into it, and then that way you can swap and change it between machines. So for now, I've just used blue tack just to give this a whirl and see how it actually works. Now we can set up the filament holder. So taking the triangles, it says to insert through the bases of the triangles on both sides and then firmly press together like so. Doesn't seem like there's anything actually holding them together, but I imagine the weight of the filament will do that, so it's not the end of the world. Then it says to load your filaments. I've got a few old ones here that I want to use up, so I will do so now. There we go. Then going to plug in the Pallete and switch it on. Welcome to printing with Pallete 2S. Which guide tube will you use? I'll be using the small. Set print. Print modes. Let's go for random. Random mode will create a randomized pattern of splices for layered prints. I'm going to select all the inputs. Splice lengths, I'm going to go random again. I'll leave the stock settings. Selected total print length. I don't know. Selected total print length is 48 meters. So I will set that using PLA. I don't really know what this means. We'll say start with printer. It wants me to load filament into point 1. Let's clip the end of the filament to make sure it's easy to put in and insert. It's pulling it in. It's pushing it out again now, but it's happy, so that's fine. Now it wants number 2, which is going to be a light grey. Put 3, and then we've got from the production range of 3D Tomorrow filament, production UK PLA, this is jet black. We've got to wait for palette 2 to make some filament. Looks like it's chosen the silk iron grey. Good choice. It's now saying splicing. It's going for black next. It's the filament now going through the guide tube, which is making it slightly harder to tape up. There you go. It's now all nicely taped up. We've now got a new instruction on the palette. It says feed filament into your printer's extruder gear. Next, clip guide tube into extruder. Yeah, sort of done that. Okay, not quite so easy to get started as I was hoping. So I think I'm finally getting the hang of it. It's really cool how it works actually. I took the top cover off just to have a look at it. But obviously you've got these 4 different standard extruder drive gears. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. You've got this piece here which actually cuts the filament when it's extruded the desired length. It's got this splice core, which is where the filament is heated up, and there's a really powerful fan through here that then cools it back down, ready to be pushed on. This is the driver that pushes the finished filament out and then comes around into this section here where the filament isn't constrained, and this just allows it to basically adjust in length. So as the filament is being pulled, obviously this splicing operation takes a little bit of time, so it allows the filament to be pulled into a tighter and tighter coil, and then all of a sudden when this is done, it shoots a big load of the filament down and takes up more of the pathway. Hopefully in a minute we'll see that happen. So it'll start to pull this filament up through here. So as you see, it decided it had enough there, so it sliced the filament, pushed it through, so it's a sort of maximum capacity. It's now heating it up in here, and now it's cooling it down. We'll have a new colour joined, and this obviously the printer's still pulling, so this sort of capacity is being reduced slowly as the printer continues to pull more filament through. And follow the tube along. You can see it's all the way through now. So there. It does take a while to get it all the way through, but such is life. Okay, so that took a bit of fettling to get it all going. Had to take the cover off a few times and remove broken filament, but as with anything, there is always a learning curve, and I think I've got it all loaded okay now, and I'm ready to start a print. So, see what I can do. It is a really, really cool design. I love things that are just sort of inherently simple, even though obviously it is a complex machine. The sort of way it's done is all quite simple and straightforward, and for me that's always the best way to design things. So I really like it, and I just hope it works well. One of the things that I thought a palette would be really cool for is using up filament ends. You can see here lots of these rolls haven't got a lot left on them, so they'd be pretty useless for a variety of things. But if I could just chuck 4 filament ends in, it would mean that rather than having to recycle them straight away, they could be used for bigger projects, and that's great in my opinion. Anyway, we will see how this print goes, and I will then follow up more on the palette in later videos. Hope you enjoyed. As always, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe, as I will be doing more 3D printer related content in the near future. See you next time.